what does VSC mean for someone who's currently on Hive who, may be interested in doing more DeFi things or, really anything? What is VSC going to mean for that kind of end user that's already
Mhm.
here?
I think the most direct one is Bitcoin mapping. I think one of the top complaints is where can I buy Hive or where can I sell Hive? And people don't really have a great answer. They're like, well, we're going to add more exchanges, but this actually allows you to directly go to Bitcoin, directly trade for Bitcoin right on Hive. So people who are just wanting to do regular activities, like just get their money out, will absolutely want to look at VSC and start using it, or buy Hive, whichever route they're deciding to do. So that's all open to them now. But previously you'd have to go through SimpleSwap or go through Binance or all these different places that may or may not even be allowed for them to use. So just giving them the accessibility to actually trade for Bitcoin is a great thing.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of demand for that. I've been that's another soapbox I've been on is talking about how Hive has a dwindling, centralized exchange presence, and I do think it is one of the greatest existential threats for this blockchain is just that dwindling presence on various exchanges, and then the combination of that with these exchanges actually whether they go out of business like FTX or they delist Hive or they basically KYC launch all their KYC protocols, and then half the world can't even use them anyways. It is a big threat in my opinion, not just for Hive, but really for every crypto out there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, once we do that, we get $1.2 trillion of access to $1.2 trillion. So as soon as you hook up Bitcoin, you get $1.2 trillion of liquidity. It's all
Yep.
there. So then add Ethereum on and Solana and all these others. That's the majority of the market right there.
Yeah, definitely agree. Yeah, there's a huge market out there with cross chain, so I've definitely been a big proponent of getting us cross chain, and I see some people asking what about LeoDex, where you actually can do that already as well. And I've been a big proponent that you need many different iterations, many different implementations. I don't think that any one implementation takes away from another. So
Mhm.
that would be my message to the people saying that. But whether you're looking at what Brian of London is doing with Lightning implementation, or VSC adding wrapped Bitcoin and DeFi features directly on the Hive blockchain, or LeoDex, aggregating across Maya protocol. All of the above are great things for Hive, and building them all in conjunction is overall a great thing. And you definitely could dive into all the different reasons why. I think one of the biggest is just that giving users the optionality of what they want at the time that they want it, and then just generally, you mentioned liquidity, and the more methods, the more means, the more liquidity across these different rails. So
Mhm.
I think I just think it's generally a good thing to just keep iterating.
Yeah, for sure. I
See a little
definitely agree.
Taskmaster asks, what role does HBD have on BSC?
It's a good question. We're currently working that out right now. But HBD is going to be the primary kind of gas token. Not I don't mean gas token, but you effectively stake HBD for resource credits. So this will primarily apply to the off-chain users, so the light account users like Ethereum and all of that. But HBD, by holding HBD, that gives you the resource credits to work on BSC. And that might also apply a little bit to Hive accounts, but we're going to figure out the exact details of how that looks. But for sure, I can say that for the off-chain users, that's going to be very important to have a little bit of HBD, like $100 or so, in order to interact with the platform.
Can you dive into that a little bit more? So basically, a user comes in from, let's say, Ethereum, and they want to interact, and they're already very familiar with the idea that they have to buy ETH and have it in their wallet to transact on call it their home blockchain, Ethereum. So that will look kind of similar for them from their perspective. That okay, I want to use this Hive blockchain to do XYZ, wrapping Bitcoin and transacting. So I need to buy like you said, 100 HBD. So does it look like the onboarding process is like they go to VSC, and then they're like, okay, buy 100 HBD with Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever they've got, and then they can start transacting.
We don't necessarily, so you don't necessarily need to actually have HBD directly. You'll be able to do this thing called instant RC delegations, where it's basically another user, like a platform provider or maybe even a friend. They give you some RCs, and they can either do that as like a long form commitment, like how Hive currently works, or instant, which is on a per use basis. And so they can give you some RCs on your behalf. So for some users, they don't even need RCs at all. They could just have the tokens. And if they need any more RCs for like more advanced things like NFT mints or bigger operations, then they can actually get some HBD for that. But for most users, they actually don't need to worry about that as much. For the advanced users, yeah, but they'll already know about that to be honest.